From tiny DNA molecules to massive spiral galaxies, nature keeps repeating fascinating patterns. Today, we'll explore the mind-bending connections between life's building blocks and the cosmic structures that fill our universe. Let's look at something amazing, the way DNA and galaxies share a similar spiral shape. DNA, the molecule that carries our genetic code, twists into a beautiful double helix, like a spiral staircase. Now, when we look up at spiral galaxies through powerful telescopes, we see the same pattern, just on an unbelievably larger scale. Both structures spiral around a central point, with arms stretching outward in a curved pattern. The DNA spiral is about 2 nanometers wide, so small we need special microscopes to see it. Meanwhile, spiral galaxies like our Milky Way can span 100,000 light-years across. That's a size difference of about 1 trillion times. Yet nature chose this spiral design in both cases because it's incredibly stable and efficient at organizing matter, from the smallest building blocks of life to the largest structures in space. The connections between stars and life go even deeper when we look at what they're made of. The elements in your body, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and more, were actually cooked up inside ancient stars billions of years ago. When massive stars exploded as supernovas, they scattered these elements across space. Over time, these star-forged elements came together to form planets like Earth and eventually became part of living things. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, and the carbon in your DNA all started their journey in the heart of a star. It's amazing to think that every breath you take contains oxygen atoms that might have once been part of a giant star. The same elements that make stars shine are essential for life. They're just arranged in different ways. Stars use these elements for nuclear fusion, while living cells use them to build proteins, store energy, and carry out the complex chemistry of life. Let's explore another fascinating connection. The Fibonacci sequence shows up in both DNA and galaxy shapes. This famous number pattern, where each number is the sum of the 2 before it, 1.1, 2, 3.5, and 8, appears in DNA's structure. The grooves of the DNA double helix follow this pattern, with each complete turn measuring 34 angstroms in length and 21 angstroms in width, both Fibonacci numbers. In galaxies, we see this same pattern in the way spiral arms form. The arms of spiral galaxies often follow a special curve called the golden spiral, which is based on the Fibonacci sequence. This isn't just a coincidence. These numbers represent the most efficient way to pack things together in nature, whether it's genetic information in DNA or stars and gas in galaxies. It's amazing how the same mathematical rules work at both the tiniest and largest scales in our universe. Let's dive into one of the most amazing facts about our existence. The elements that make up our DNA came from exploding stars. When massive stars run out of fuel, they explode in spectacular events called supernovas, spreading elements like carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus across space. These aren't just random space ingredients, they're the exact elements needed to build DNA. Think about it. The carbon that forms the backbone of your genetic code was created in the intense heat of a dying star. The nitrogen that helps hold your DNA together was born in stellar explosions billions of years ago. Over time, these elements gathered in clouds of gas and dust, eventually becoming part of our planet and every living thing on it. So when you look at your DNA, you're actually looking at recycled stardust, arranged into the code of life. When we look at atoms and galaxies side by side, we find some remarkable similarities in how they're organized. Just like planets orbit around the sun, electrons move around an atom's nucleus. Both systems are mostly empty space. If an atom was the size of a football stadium, its nucleus would be smaller than a pea. The same is true for galaxies, where vast distances separate each star. Both atoms and galaxies are held together by fundamental forces. Gravity keeps solar systems and galaxies intact, while electromagnetic forces keep atoms together. The way matter clumps together follows similar patterns too. In atoms, electrons arrange themselves in layers called shells. While in galaxies, stars often group into spiral arms or rings. These patterns show up again and again, whether we're looking through a microscope or a telescope. The weird world of quantum physics doesn't just exist in the cosmos. It's happening right inside your DNA. Scientists have found that DNA molecules sometimes use quantum mechanics to work better. For example, when DNA gets damaged by UV light, it can repair itself using a process called quantum tunneling, where particles seem to pass through barriers that should stop them. This same quantum tunneling happens in stars, helping them fuse atoms together. DNA also uses something called quantum coherence, where particles stay connected even when far apart. Stars and galaxies show this behavior too. Quantum effects that work the same way whether you're looking at the building blocks of life or massive objects in space. Even more amazing, the way DNA stores and processes information has similarities to how black holes might handle information at their edges. The way DNA and black holes store information shows some fascinating similarities. DNA packs an incredible amount of data into a tiny space. All the instructions to build and run a living thing are squeezed into microscopic molecules. Black holes do something similar, but on a massive scale. Scientists think black holes might store information about everything that falls into them on their surface, called the event horizon. Just like DNA uses 4 basic letters to write life's code, black holes might encode information using subtle patterns in their quantum structure. Both systems are incredibly efficient. DNA can pack about 215 million gigabytes of information into a single gram, while black holes may be the ultimate hard drives of the universe, storing massive amounts of data in their quantum structure. The same basic rules that guide how galaxies grow also show up in how life evolves, and it's pretty amazing to see these patterns repeat. Both living things and cosmic structures follow a simple rule. They keep what works and change what doesn't. In space, gravity pulls matter together to form stars and galaxies in the most stable arrangements. Similarly, natural selection helps life forms develop stable features that help them survive. Think about how spiral galaxies maintain their shape, because it's a stable way to organize stars and gas. In the same way, DNA keeps helpful mutations that make organisms better at surviving. Even the way matter spreads out in space, forming clusters of galaxies, looks a lot like how species spread to new areas and form different populations. It's like the universe has a favorite playbook, using the same winning strategies at every scale. One of the most amazing things about both DNA and galaxies is how they organize themselves without any outside help. Think about DNA. It naturally folds into that perfect spiral shape because of the way its molecules attract and repel each other. The same thing happens in galaxies, where gravity and rotation create those beautiful spiral arms we see through telescopes. Both systems start simple, but become more organized over time. In DNA, simple molecules join together to form complex structures that can copy themselves and store information. In galaxies, clouds of gas and dust clump together, forming stars and planets that arrange themselves into spiral patterns. It's like nature has a built-in tendency to create order from chaos, whether it's working with tiny molecules or massive collections of stars. This self-organization is a key feature of our universe, showing up everywhere from the smallest building blocks of life to the largest structures in space. These amazing connections between DNA and space aren't just cool science facts. They point to exciting possibilities for our future. Understanding how DNA responds to space conditions could help us prepare for long-term space travel. Scientists are already studying how astronauts' genes change in space, which could help us adapt to life on other planets. The way DNA efficiently stores information is inspiring new computer technologies that could revolutionize space exploration. By studying how galaxies organize themselves, we might find better ways to design space habitats that work with nature's patterns. Some researchers even think we could use DNA's repair tricks to protect astronauts from space radiation. Plus, learning how life builds itself from star-made elements could help us spot signs of life on other worlds. The patterns we see repeated across scales suggest there might be universal rules for creating stable, complex systems, knowledge that could guide our future in space. From the tiniest DNA strands to the grandest galaxies, nature's patterns continue to amaze us. Thanks for joining this cosmic journey. If you enjoyed exploring these connections, hit like, subscribe, and share to help others discover the universe's hidden patterns.